Hello everybody. Welcome to the channel if you are new, and welcome back if you are already a subscriber. Long time no chat. Oh my gosh, I feel so discombobulated. I will keep this brief. I feel like if you guys have been hanging out for a while, then you will know it is super unlike me to go this long without videos and kind of an update of some kind. I usually just try at the bare minimum to kind of get a video in so I can update everybody what's going on if there's something. And it's also very rare for me to consistently miss weeks like this. Like, it's not super uncommon for me to like miss a week every now and again, but like to be this out of sorts is like, I don't think it's happened in years. So just to kind of like hit the high points, as it were. So if you guys have been following along, then you'll know that I didn't get off to the smoothest of Januaries and smoothest of years. So there was that. And then very quickly into 2026, I realized that I had an option to move apartments. So I really felt like if I was going to do it, a lot of boxes had to be checked, and a good chunk of them were, some of them weren't, but I still kind of decided to go down this path. And quite honestly, I'm 2 weeks out from moving, and I basically had a breakdown last week. And I was like, I would not have done this if I knew that it was going to be this difficult. And my partner was like, are you serious? And I'm like, yeah. And he did take a little bit of accountability and ownership with that, because I do feel like he really was pro the move. Not that I was anti, but he was definitely, you know, kind of championing it. It's not that that's a bad thing. There's a lot of good that's coming with it, but it's just been a very difficult process that, alongside of work, really decided to ramp up in January. And I literally don't feel like there's really been a lot of time over the last 2 months where I've not felt like either A, work wasn't on fire, or B, something with the move. And I mean, last week was a very loud representation of that. Like, if I wasn't dealing with something that was really stressful with work, I was getting a phone call about the apartment and the transfer almost every single day. And I was over it, and I really just didn't have a great week. But on a happier note, I really kind of had a revelation about some things that I wanted to do as I approach the end of my time in this apartment, and documenting and crafting. And a lot of frustration last week was because A, I could not run 2 of the days that I went down there. And I was really frustrated about that, because cardio is definitely a massive outlet for me. It's a way that I process and get through things. Is like, it doesn't even have to be like high-paced cardio, and I was unable to do that, and I was really frustrated. And then fast forward into realizing that I really haven't spent a lot of time journaling or crafting or creating. Like, I'll take a big breath and decide, you know, okay, I'm gonna get restarted again. And it never really happened. Or it'd be like, it's a new day, it's a new week. You know, I kept trying to break it down, because a lot of people in the craft world will tell you, like, if you're overwhelmed or you're really behind, start with that day. And then if you have time, go backwards. Don't start where you left off. I'm super sorry about the highway traffic. Good news, the move should theoretically fix a lot of my background noise. So I know we're all going to look forward to that. Me most of all, Jeff first of all, me second of all, you guys maybe third of all. Binks might be in there somewhere. But I will hush yammering. I just really wanted to let you guys know that I'm so sorry for not posting and for not giving you guys an update. And I feel like I've built you up and torn you down so much over the last 2 months of saying, you know, I'm back on track, or this is what I'm thinking for the makeup sessions, or this is, you know, what I'm thinking for this. And just kind of, I feel like it's been very false promise. And I really genuinely mean it to my core that I'm sorry, because that is not what I'm about and who I'm about. I've always tried to really be like genuine and authentic and transparent, because that's the content creators that I love the most, are those people. And I really did not anticipate the hits to keep on coming, and I really, quite honestly, don't see an end in sight. I'm moving in roughly 2 weeks, and you know, that takes time and energy and things as well. So all of that to say, I do have a plan. But given that this is the first day of March, I figured we could go ahead and set up merch together and have a lovely go at that, and then maybe talk about some things that I'm thinking that would be coming at you very, very soon. And then I was delighted today when I took my recycling and I checked my mail, because I don't check my mail. I don't get that much mail, guys. I guess in the process of doing some type of offload funness with my phone, I accidentally offloaded the app that tells me when my orders ship and arrive. So I got a Happy Mail package, not any Happy Mail, but my first Coffee Monster Co. order of the year, and it was definitely what I needed. So I will be filming that, and it will be the upload for next Sunday. So we will actually be ahead. If that's even like a thing, I'm really excited about it. So I'm just gonna take the small wins. But me and my very sad nails, I think the dim light is doing them a little bit of justice. Thank you for your patience with the lighting. I am still trying to work for my coffee table. I do think that that's gonna change a little bit once the move happens. We'll see. Honestly, I'm not trying to do any hard and fast rules on anything. So a couple things that I went ahead and set up before I sat down to film the video. So first things first, I've got this super cute little folder, Coffee Monster Co. of course, and in it I've got kind of like all the March materials. So anything to do with like March specific kits, I've got on this side, and then I've got some free space over here. This is a really fun folder that I picked up from Daiso. I really got to get more of these, and I think I know I did. I said it in at least one video where I want to do like a D-stash giveaway once I'm all settled from the move, and I am seriously considering doing them like quarterly to get started with. We'll figure all that out. Again, no hard and fast rules, but I definitely want to include these because I think they're super useful. I've got this separated where this is January kits that I still need to catch up or backdate stuff with. These are all the February kits, and then we're going to go into March kits. So I've already got all of my themes picked out for March. So I'm gonna set that aside for right now, and we're gonna hop into my planner proper. So we are going to take a look at my very, very embarrassingly blank tracker. It is what it is. It is what it is. All right, so I am going to try, maybe this one will be better. I need to put something underneath this to kind of bump it up a bit. Maybe both of them is what I need. Flip it around. That is much, much better. And then I'm going to use this phenomenal little pencil board. All right, and we are gonna put in some things to track. So first and foremost, I'm gonna track my cycle. I am going to track vitamins and meds. I am actually re-strategizing some medication stuff, so I don't expect to really be checking off the meds category until maybe the latter side of the month, if that. But maybe in April we can kind of pick that back up. H2O, and I put calories before that, steps. Taking a quick moment to pause again here. So in my Hobonichi weeks, I don't show this on camera very much. I mean, honestly, I haven't been filming that much this year, so there's part of the way to say with that. But just to let you know, I am doing kind of like a coordinating vibe, which I always have. So again, I know the lighting is not the greatest, and I actually did this in pencil because I don't know who else is having this problem. I thought it was because I didn't let this ink dry. And then lo and behold, it happened again in February, and it really didn't matter where it was, it still bled. So let me know if this happened to you as well in your weeks. I feel like I've heard somebody else say that. So I decided to write all of my bill pay stuff in pencil for the month of March, and I really liked how that also looked with the kind of sketchy watercolor look and the fact that this was very craft themed. So I really, really enjoyed that as well. Also, I could technically white out this little green and I could have like restructured this, but I'm just gonna let the mistakes be the mistakes. I did end up writing my goals down in pen, which is my Pentel, or my, what is this thing called? Energel. It's the Energel Klena. I think this is 0.4. But my goals for this month are no Klarna, Affirm, Afterpay like purchases. For me, that's something that becomes very easy when I am in a season like Christmas, where it's like, cool, we just need to get this ordered. We'll emotionally, financially recover after the fact. I wouldn't say that I overspend in that world, but it's more of like, it's a way for me like to delay it out a little bit. And I never purchase something that's like so egregiously expensive that this is irresponsible per se. I think the most irresponsible thing I really purchased, what of recent, like within the last year, was my Hobonichi order, and I actually Klarna'd it, and it was like absurd because of all of the shipping and stuff, which we don't need to go through that. But I did really great in January, fell off in February because a lot of it was kind of, again, cascaded. This was part of a lot of the stress of the last few months as well, was coming out of Christmas, then having to put down new deposits and application fees and things that were not disclosed to me in the process, like before I got started. So it's been a very, and this is something my partner and I have talked, this is going to be lots of chats and side rants, so I hope you guys are here for it. I feel like I've missed you guys and there's so much to explain and catch you up on. I very much was disappointed in that when I was originally told that that there was something available for me. I wasn't even looking. Let's also be clear. I really wasn't looking to move. I was going to sign my new agreement and, call it a day. And they were like, oh, it doesn't cost you anything because you're going to be in this like period of where your lease is expiring and your new lease would just start. It's like literally like magic. And I was like, okay. And I should have known better. I really should have known better. And it was unfortunate. It was very unfortunate. Thankfully, I'm already kind of thinking what I'm going to do 14 months from now. And my partner and I are talking about what that's going to look like. And then, so I'm just trying to take a deep breath and get through all of this. But that was a big frustration of mine over the last few months. And that really caused lots of backup and things. So, I found myself kind of reverting back to that Klarna, Affirm, Afterpay, Easy. Like we also had ice storms and snowstorms where like I was ordering things because I thought that I would need them for those events and then ended up returning a lot of those things. So it was a lot of times I use avenues like that for something where I'm not sure if I'm going to keep it. So rather than it hit my card and become a whole thing for me to track, it's a much easier process in my opinion for me. But I am getting back on track in March. There's nothing I foresee and reasons why. And if that shakes the camera, I'm sorry, but knock on wood, nothing will warrant that to restart itself. So I just need to get back on track with that because it's definitely hindering my goals, my finance goals. So my weeks is a health and fitness and finance launch pad essentially. So I knew that I wanted 2 finance goals and 2 health goals every month. So I actually have a cash savings going on where for every week I save that amount of money. So if it's week 1, you save $1. If it's week 2 of the year, you save $2. If it's week 10, you save $10. Hope that makes sense. So my goal for this month is to save obviously weeks 10 through 14. And that will equal $105 total in the pot. That's not for that time period, because I want to see it kind of grow throughout the year of what that total is going to look like. 10,000 steps a day and 64 ounces. Sorry about that. I'm glad I heard that my storage ran out. So I had to fix that super quick. But 10,000 steps a day and 64 ounces of water are going to be my daily goals for this month, and really getting back on track with that. I feel like my steps really, believe it or not, have not been that bad, but the problem has been the tracking situation has really gotten out of hand. Well, I'm gonna show you guys like the real hard, actual, for real truth of what's going on in this planner, and it is sad. And also I feel like why I am completely cuckoo for Cuckoo Puffs, because spending time in my planner is essential to my mental health and well-being. Like, I am 1,000% certain of that, and it unhinges me when I can skip a day or two. Like, I'm not even going to sugarcoat it. I'm okay with that. Like, I am not really good at saying, okay, I don't care that everything in my apartment looks like a bomb went off. I'm going to craft for 30 minutes because that's the best thing that I can do for my mental health. I will feel guilty if I'm sitting in a war zone, crafting. Like, I cannot wrap my head around it. So that's been a lot of the struggle, which I know this is probably like extra super depressing crazy, but I really hope that this maybe helps somebody to be like, I am not actually alone in this complete chaos of a situation. So, which is why I have thought so long and hard about how I was going to, I'm not going to say catch up on videos, because I feel like that in of itself just adds another element of stress, but kind of make right the fact that I've been so behind in a way that served you, and it served me, and it served the channel. And I'm so excited, and I really hope that it comes to fruition and works out. And if it does, I will tell you, and you will know, because you will be getting content. So we're going to figure it out. It's going to be okay. But I put my goals down here at the bottom. So I just wanted to take a minute and show you guys that spread before we continued on with my goals for the month. So next we're going to do INT for intimacy. I am going to write prompt daily. I'm gonna do read, and I am gonna put the 3 T's. So my prompt is gonna come from Ordinary Happy Life, I think is what it's called. Oh my gosh, I've mentioned them before. I absolutely adore them. We can talk about that in a future video. I will link it in the description if I can do that quickly. I think it's Ordinary Happy Life. They're on Instagram. They're fantastic. They post basically journal daily ideas, and it'll have like a wake up song, a hype song, a prompt for the day, meal ideas for the day, things that you can do. Like, it's such a great tool and I think what I love so much about them is that they're very like attainable things. They're not really outlandish. They're not hard to do. It's very great. And I think I've been considering this, given everything that's going on of late, something like, I think it's the Finch app, things in that regard, where it's like, okay, get up, make your bed, check. Like, it's very much about checking those boxes and showing that progress and helping you feel a little bit better when it's all very overwhelming. So I'm very pro that. So I'll be pulling prompts from them. Again, the road sounds, I'm so sorry. Finishing my daily page, reading, which I am currently, I want to show you guys all the things. So these are some fun things that I've got going on. So I am currently reading this behemoth of a book, but it's kind of a like, oh, that matches, you guys. I might have to send my friend Jen a picture of that. So this is actually the first 3 books, technically. So a Ferret Styles, Roger Ackroyd, and Lynx are all like the first Agatha Christie Poirot novels, and then the Poirot Investigates is like a book of short stories. And then I love this, you guys. I found this reading journal, and I got one for my bestie Jen and I, who's also my coworker, and I love her dearly. And we started this because we're gonna read all of it's all Agatha Christie, obviously, but I have to start with Poirot. So a little bit about me is I got raised primarily by my grandparents in terms of like core values and morals and things. And I cherish the time that my granny and I watched Poirot. That was something that was still coming out. It was like, it came out, I think it was like on probably like Friday or Saturday nights. And she would always, we'd have to go to bed before it came on. And then she would kind of sneak into our bedrooms, and she would kind of tap my foot or kind of like tickle it that I could get out of bed. And we had these like princess beds with like the drapery. And I was able to like sneak out the back of my bed and get out the door and go watch with her, because we couldn't wake my younger sister because she was not allowed to stay up and watch it. And it was just this magical, special thing that we did. And as I got older and I was able to have my own money and buy her Christmas presents, I started buying her the boxed DVDs of Poirot. And it was such a magical thing. And then to get older, and my coworker, I don't remember exactly I think it was when A Haunting in Venice was getting ready to come out. And she said, she was like, oh, I really want to go see this movie. I think it'll be really, really cool. And at the time too, she lives in a different state. So we're trying to figure out things to do kind of together, but apart. We're both very like introverted, extroverted, like conglomerate people. So I was like, why don't we both go watch this movie, and then we can talk about it on Monday. And like, we'd go to the theater and watch it. And that didn't work out. But in the process of that, I ended up, we fell in love with our love of mysteries and connected on that. And she really liked Poirot, and I was able to bring her into this incredibly nostalgic, beautiful world that, you know, I had kind of had with just my granny for so long. So it was kind of magical to reinvigorate that. So when I saw this book, and I was looking for a reading journal for us anyway because we do read other books. But when I saw this, I nearly burst into tears because it was so perfect. Everything was already in order for us. It's in order by publication. It's already been super funny because even though we bought that book thinking it was the first 4, shock and spoiler, The Affair at Victory Ball is not included in the short stories of the Poirot Investigates. And then it like bounces around all over the place. So this is really going to be fun. And we've already had to order the complete collection of Poirot short stories, which is hilarious. So hilarious. So then what we're also going to do is, if there's a corresponding episode or movie, we are going to watch those. And so I'm very excited because I get to, the only Poirot she knows. And if any of this is going over people's heads, I'm so sorry for my Poirot tangent, but it's worth mentioning. The only Poirot she knows is Kenneth Branagh. And so to introduce her to the Poirot of my childhood, which is the one that you see in the series, is very heartwarming to me. And I'm very excited to go back into that. And it makes me want to call my grandmother right now. So then I think we will go on to do probably some of the other things in the book. We'll see where we land at that point, and what we feel like doing. Because I know there have been other things, like The Crooked House has definitely been made into something. I've actually seen that. There's something else, and obviously the newest one, I'm looking to see. The Seven Dials Mystery that's come out on Netflix. Like, so when we get to that, so all that to say, super fun. And then I've already started filling it out, which has been really nice to kind of have a fun reading journal. And then I'm actually going to start Murder on the Links tonight. So that's really fun. I just want to show you guys that. Just, you know, let you guys know I'm not over here completely floundering. Like, I am finding things. Also, I am playing an overwhelming amount of Township, because I found out that if I play it to level 50, I get like an absurd amount of fetch points. So we're rolling with that. And then TTT, in case you guys are kind of new and haven't been around for a minute, I made this handy dandy little graph at the beginning of the year using the timetable section, if I can find it. And again, you probably are not going to be able to see it super well, but I have it categorized into clean, project life, planner, food, fitness, contact, and finance. And some days I have a task in every category, other days I don't. And then my goal is to do all of those tasks in that day. And if I do, I get a lovely check mark. So I would love to try to get back on track with that. So that covers our task, given that it is the first of the month. And I bet you I could maybe check some of these off. I don't think so. None of them can be checked off yet. It's still the end of the day. It's close to the end of the day, but I've still got a little bit of time. I don't think I'm going to be really successful on day one. Full disclosure. I definitely do think that I'm going to get my steps in. So steps also, I do a dot if I hit 10 and a slash if I hit 12. The intimacy is, it's not necessarily something to check off. I just mark my intimacy based off color coded hearts, that my partner and I have. And so we have that, and I'd love to go ahead and start working on the daily and maybe answer the prompt after I finish filming this video, maybe while it's uploading. So we will do that. Then I'm going to pop over to March. I haven't even checked off all the cleaning I've done, which has been an absolutely absurd amount of cleaning. So now we can do a little combo. I'm gonna keep this under here. This is not, we're gonna just take it out because I feel like that's the most logical thing to do at this point in time. Okay, and we'll still bump it up a bit. Okay, kind of like making sure that I'm doing this right. So the first thing I need to do is pop that little guy in. I really love that this month is the crafty month, and it is also my birthday month and my mom's birthday, because I am very crafty because she is crafty and was crafty. So the joke often is that I am one of her best craft projects. Love that. And then I think I don't want to put this little corner randomly there. And it would look kind of weird. I think what is going to look the cutest, because clearly that's what we're after, because if I do it I do like the symmetry, but I've lucked out that these have both been the first, and I know it's gonna be back to kind of normal, but I feel like it looks weird if I cap it here at the end and it's not really the end. And I also feel like it looks superbly naked. I'm also pretty dead set that I'm going to be reordering these, by the way, because I really, really, really love them. I think just to, sorry, I'm going to pull this close to me so that my whole head isn't in the frame. Because my OCD cannot handle that. I like this kind of, because this will all cover like that first week. I don't know if I love it, but it is what it is now. Okay, and then I think I want to use some balloons. For I'm gonna do the yellow there for my mom. And the pink will be for me. And then I do have a use for the blue, but I need to look at my phone. And obviously I'm using it to film, but for Jeff's grandfather's birthday, I want to say it's the 23rd, but I don't want to mess up. I'm pretty sure it's the 23rd, but I'm definitely going to use him for the blue. So I'll keep this relatively out. It's funny because I really want to put like all these little extra cute doodles and icons for other major things, but I don't like using my monthly for that. Maybe at a different point in time I will, but right now that's not really what I use it for. I use my monthly spread, if you guys are new here, to document. Oh, we've had a pin bag turn over. I use it to document my cleaning list, and I use it to document my content upload, which is why it looks so sad for the last little bit. And I do need to grab one of my handy dandy. I do want to use like a pink, but just a lighter pink. So we're gonna do bathroom, bedroom, I feel like that's wrong. It is stressing me out. Okay. Also, my cleaning list is a little bit strange at the moment. So the apartment was nice enough to give me a very interesting list of things that they, oh no, okay, that they check like as part of the walkthrough. So there's a lot of things on that list that are not on my normal cleaning list, and that's okay because there's plenty to do, but it does seem weird because this is more when everything is like going according to plan. So that's a little strange. And so I'm just going to take a few minutes to transfer the list over. from the last month. And something that I don't super love is that essentially I'm going to have to do this list twice, if not more. So I've already started, obviously, cleaning. And I cannot write. And unless I'd like to mess up, which I would prefer not to. I'll take a quick little pause break. So I started cleaning and doing the more invasive things that I knew would take time. So things like taking my jewelry organizer down. You guys, that was a whole project. I listened to like 2 hours of podcast doing it. Had to take everything off this massive jewelry organizer I have on the back of my closet door. And then I also need to magic erase all the doors, like check for scuffs and all of that fun stuff. Clean up where the organizers or things went over the doors and like into the frame and clean that out. Like there's so many things, like little things like that, because I'm trying to get as much of my deposit back as humanly possible. I mean, I feel like we all would, but also like at the time that I moved into here, I had to put down a whole first month's rent because I had been at my mom's house for some time at that point. So my renter's history was just not updated. That's way more information than you guys need to know. At my new place, all I had to do was put down like the normal standard deposit. So yes, I will be just as meticulous when and if I ever leave. Well, definitely when I leave here, because there's plans. But I will be a lot less psychotic, I think, because that goes into my April rent, and so I'm hoping that as much of that as humanly possible can go over. So I don't know why I just wrote fans plural, but we're gonna run with it. So everything on the list has to be done in both apartments essentially, because even though they are going to clean and I completely trust them to do so, I am very persnickety, and I know that I'll still be cleaning. And it may not be immediate. A lot of things may be fine until, a new month or something like that. But I can definitely tell that I'm going to have my work cut out for me in both. And I only say that because I have gone into a few apartments at this point that were quote unquote move-in ready, and I did not think so. And I am extra particular because I have been the only person to live in my unit. I actually moved into it the year that they were built. And while I understand that makes me very special in that I have kind of like a controlled environment, so to speak, that I guess what I'm saying is, and I've even already had like the apartment people come in and do a walkthrough so that we could discuss like, okay, what's considered wear and tear at this point and what's considered I need to fix it, what's something that I can't fix but you guys are gonna have to do in post, and what is the pricing on that so that we can be clear. All that to say, y'all pray for these folks, pray for them, because if I move into my new spot and stuff is not done that I get charged for in my old apartment, I'm going to lose my ever-loving marbles on them. Because when I tell you this has been a journey, a crazy journey, I can't even. And this is like, honestly, that's more of like what I'm talking about when I'm like, you guys, I would not have done this. I would not have done this. I abort. But unfortunately, we are way too far gone, and I would lose a good bit of money doing it. So we're the train has left the station. So, but I'm a very like clean person. That's what I'm trying to say. Sorry. I definitely am a clean person. I have lots of clutter, like craft lanches happening, but nothing gross. Like, I'm not a gross person. And then I'm going to put ×2 because we'll have 2 walkthroughs. Really, my handwriting started to look really pretty by the end. I'm letting those bars dry, and then I'll go back and put my headings in. So I have bathroom, bedroom, living room, kitchen, car, and other. I do think in April I'm going to have to add some stuff. Like, by that point, we'll be looking at doing the patio. And I'm also maybe needing to add some type of something for a cleaning list at my mom's, because that might become a thing. And then, yeah, we'll get there when we get there. So I'm gonna do mom's. Birthday. I almost put the year, like how old, and I was like, she may not love that. I am turning 35. I don't mind sharing it. Okay. And then I would love to put his grandfather's and the age, just so we have it on record. And then from here, what I will do, again, I know I don't have a lot of context, but I add like a little circle, like a little play button type of situation for when I post, and then I write what it is. And since we're here, and I can take a minute, and the rest of this is not super invasive at all. If you guys have been around for a while, then you will know I do not plan a lot when it comes to my weekly spreads. I basically pick a theme and throw down washi if applicable and keep it moving. So I'm just going to take a couple minutes really fast to tell you what my idea is and how this is going to work. So I really needed to get back on track with my dailies. And I knew that that would be slightly, in a weird way, easier than doing a plan with me. Because if I could work on my weekly spread or make my to-do list or things like that in real time, in the planner, in the weekly section as they were happening, instead of filming a normal plan with me, which I haven't done in ages. So if you've forgotten, please check out the channel. There's plenty over there. But I will go back to my normal OG plan with me style that are long-winded and tangenty, just like this is, and super lovely. But I really wanted to do something different, and I really wanted to document my thoughts, my feelings, my day-to-day, and my last full week of my apartment. Because so I am filming this on the 1st, I am posting this on the 1st. I have no idea what time it's going to go up, but hopefully everything will go fine. So the next week, so the 2nd through the 8th is my last full week. I mean, I guess in the spirit of transparency, it's not hurting anybody. I am, and watch everything go to hell in a handbasket, because that's usually how it goes. I film it and then it goes left. So my mom's birthday is the 11th. I get keys on the 12th, and then we are moving through this weekend, and I have to turn my keys back in on the 15th. So next week will be a hybrid fun week. I'll start in my old apartment, and it's worth, I think I said this, but I moved into my apartment. I was the only person, like, they built them in March of 2020. I think it was March. And then I moved in that December. So I was the first person to occupy my unit. and no one else has lived here, and I've kept it very clean and very tidy. But this is also the first place I've lived this long since I was in elementary school, and that has come with its own fair share of emotional stuff, because I created a nest. I created a safe space. Yeah, we did, didn't we, kitten? It's the first place that was really just mine, that I got to make mine, because while I did move out on my own, completely on my own, I think it was 2015 or 16. The apartment I lived in, I really don't even think you can say that I lived in it, because I basically worked an absurd amount of hours. Like, we're talking an absurd amount of, an unhealthy amount of hours at that job. And I never even unpacked, actually. So when I moved to my mom's, it was really comical, because so much was already packed up still, that I was able to start moving stuff almost as soon as I knew that I was moving. So I really just wanted to make sure that I wasn't lost in the blur of the last week. And I was like, well, if I take time to focus really heavily on making sure I do a daily page every day, and that I hit my checklist goals, and I get back on track with fitness. It sounds like a lot. It sounds like a lot, and it will be a lot, because some things will fall through the cracks, and then some days will be great. But I really thought, like, this needs to be the month that I start fresh. Like, it's my birthday month, it's Ostara, it's a new apartment, it's a lot of things going on. But if I can, like, get grounded in a daily practice and a routine of some sort, not even a routine, but if I can give myself that gift of at least getting my daily page done, I think that I can continue and not lose my mind. So I have decided that I am going to film them and then post them the day later. And the reason being that a lot of times I don't finish a daily, sorry, I don't know why I picked up my pen. It seemed very fun to do, but was completely irrelevant. I really, like, this is kind of what I'm envisioning, because this is just to let you know how like a daily page can come to fruition. So I will typically get up in the morning, kind of make my to-do list, or have my to-do list. I'll go work out if that's applicable, or I'll start getting ready for work after I've had my coffee. If you guys have watched one of my like kind of vloggy style videos, then you guys kind of know my schedule. But I get up and I drink my coffee and I watch my show, or lately I've been reading my book if I'm behind, or playing Township. Something of, it's getting late and I'm yawning. But it's late for me. But I thought, if I can check in with myself by the time that I get to work, and then maybe when I get home in the afternoon, and then in the morning kind of wrap it up. So I'm kind of going to talk about my morning, I'm going to talk about my work day, and then I'm going to talk about whatever happened in the evening. And I was like, I feel like that's a really good way to break it up. So what I want to do is film ideally before I leave for work, when I get home, and then in the morning I'll wrap it up. Where things are going to get tricky, if you guys have hung out with me for a while, then you'll know that I live separately with my partner. So at least one night in this week, I will be going to his house. So that delays content a little bit. So, or that would delay me being able to film. So I've got to kind of play with that a little bit. I don't know if I want to shoot it like kind of vlog style, where it's just like me writing and then I'll show you and we can talk about it. I'm really leaning more towards the actual, like, just filming the process whenever that's happening and holding me accountable to that, not to hurry up and get it done. That was about to come out all wrong, but to go ahead and like get it done. And what I can do is I can always write down on a Post-it like a few things and then slap it in there. So like, maybe if I just want to write down some thoughts or some quick stories or something, or like things that I'm like, I don't want to forget to talk about this, I can put it on a post-it, put it on the page, and then we can come back the next morning. Like, and I'm talking about like, usually on a Tuesday, I'll go to Jeff's after work. So like that would be a day where it's like, okay, XYZ happened during the work day. And I really don't want to forget to talk about that because I'm now going to go to his house and, you know, get caught up in all that. And then that way, Wednesday, when I come home, I can sit down. I can go ahead and film all of the rest of the Tuesday process, patch it together, upload it, and, you know, for you guys to see, and then go ahead and start journaling about Wednesday. And I think that that might be really, really good. If you guys would like to follow along with me, I would really enjoy that. I'd love to hear about your days. So all of this to say, I will start this process tomorrow on the 2nd, and I will not post the video until Tuesday the 3rd, because obviously I'll have to finish it. So that should be the cadence. So you guys aren't going to get a video on the 2nd, but theoretically, you guys are going to get one every day until we finish that whole week. Also, I'm not going to do it tonight because it's really late. I'm not going to lie to you. But I do need to film my first Coffee Monster co-order. So you guys will also have a video on Sunday. I am not 100% sure. I don't think I'm going to have one for you guys on Wednesday, as much as I would really love to do that. But I am also going to try to, y'all, I'm trying to do the most. This sounds psychotic. I'm also going to film a video, kind of like a plan with me in my Hobonichi weeks, because we need to reacquaint ourselves and fall in love again. And it's going to be about like health, fitness, finance, workout stuff for this week. And then it'll post on the 11th. So we will have like an abundance of content for this very last week. And then that will allow me to take a big, nice, lovely, deep breath and feel a little bit back on track. And also like I'm giving you guys back some of the videos that we missed. So and if it goes well, I'd really love to do it again. Like maybe do it, you know, 1 week out of the month, every month. That might be excessive. We'll see what we get up to, but that's the plan. That's very long-winded. I hope you enjoyed it. But let's go ahead and flip to the weeklies. So you guys will see that even though it is the first, this is the reality of things right now. This is seriously the reality of things, that I have nothing. Like that's last week. That's nothing. Like I have weeks where everything's filled in and pretty and proper. I think I did a plan with me that week. And then we have nothing. We've got all kinds of stuff going on. I do plan to go back and memory keep through this for sure, at least to the best of my abilities, but I don't know what to say, guys. It's been rough and I don't need to go on and on about it anymore. I feel like the point is the point. So there's that. But for my theme for the 2nd through the 8th, I am going to be using the Magic Forest kit because it is Coffee Monster Co. anniversary. I'm so excited. She is hitting 10 years. I found her right after she released this collection. I don't even know what year that was anymore. There is a matching washi and I have it in my bag. I don't know what I want to do yet. I don't know if I want to use these strips or if I want to use that washi, if I don't want to use washi at all or strips at all, if I just want to focus on the like decoration of a kit itself. But I hopefully will find out what I want to do by morning. I'm going to sleep on it. So we're going to be using Magical Forest this first week. The 2nd week, I am going to use, I was so sad about this. So the good news is that there is a washi coming. That's the good news. And even better, oh, they're picking up trash. Are they? Or is it people putting out trash? I think it was just somebody putting out their trash. So I need to put my trash out once I finish this video. So I thought that the January theme, I really love these colors. I really, really, really love these colors. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm either going to use these washi strips. I think they'll, yeah, they should. They should cover both sides just fine. Absolutely. I would really, really like to use January kit materials because it's got all these cute like packages and envelopes and like earthy tones that I love, but it's also kind of like very home and neighborhood. I love all of the labels and things that I have, and like we've got recycling, we've got, just to me, this seems very on par with moving. I'm not even gonna lie. This all gives me a moving vibe. And I'm kind of butthurt, sad, whatever, that the washi that she's doing that's absolutely incredible and is like this, but just like a cutout, like it doesn't include the sky, which I think is just chef's kiss, is releasing as part of the anniversary sale, which is great. However, I won't have it in time for that week. So we're kind of going to go on a moving theme here. Then in this week, I am upset because there's so many things I could pick from and I can't make a decision to save my life. So I really like the idea, and unfortunately this will happen next year too, probably. I really wanted to do a cute St. Patty's themed, but because my birthday is also this week, didn't want to do that, even though I do love the St. Patty's collection. So I did pull the birthday bash because I really have been dying to use this as like a washi, like the birthday cake. I really think it's cute. But I also really love this Tulip Fields collection paired with the April washi from, I think this was 2024? 4. I'm pretty sure it was 4. I really liked that idea with like the stickers and all the fun stuff, because if everything goes according to plan, which lately it has not, I am going to go do a you pick flower situation for my birthday. And specifically it should be like lots of tulips. So if that actually is going to happen, then I really want to use the tulip collection. So I won't know until closer to time because they have to release that the flowers are ready to pick. But if anything trends to last year, that should be the first weekend. And then I am going to use, well, I was going to use, now I feel like I'm missing a kit. Okay, sorry, another storage issue. Okay, so if I end up using the birthday kit here, then I want to use the tulip kit here. If I end up using the tulip kit here, I will rejigger and use something here that's springy and fun. I'm not sure what that's going to look like yet, but kind of up in the air there. And then some contenders are Alice and April themed, because we're going to be getting like towards the end of March. So I got the We Found Wonderland kit out and I thought that would be really perfect here. And if not there, I'm going to put it here possibly. Or I am going to go back to something that I quite love, which is my Artist in April thing, where I actually use all of the artist washi that Helen came out with and use I kind of literally do the same thing every year. So there's like literally one consistent month out of every planner where I get to see, like, it's where you really start to notice those super granular changes that you're making in your planning style. It'll show up then because everything else is the same. Like your ink pen is the same and the kit that you're using is the same. And it's just so fun to see because it's like, oh, this is actually really interesting. So, oh my gosh. Okay, that is it. That is really, really it. I don't do anything on the daily side. I am so excited to put my first stationery order in here. We're not gonna... Okay, I'm gonna lose my marbles if I lose storage one more time. So I'm gonna let you guys go. Thank you for making it through this clunky video with me. I hope you guys are happy like I am to be back. And I can't wait to do some dailies with you guys over the next week. Thank you guys so much for your support and your understanding. It means the world to me. And thank you for not coming after me with pitchforks and torches. I love you guys so much, and I love having this space with you guys. So until next time, enjoy creating your own little wonderlands. Bye.